Imagine a drink so dangerous it was banned in several countries before it even hit the shelves. A beverage that doesn't just promise energy, but a lifestyle of chaos, rebellion, and raw power. While Red Bull was busy sponsoring Formula One and high dive competitions, a dark rival was rising from the shadows of a failing juice company. This is the story of how a monster was unleashed to devour the market, using a psychological playbook that turned a simple liquid into a billion-dollar cult. This is the calculated, aggressive, and often controversial rise of the brand that dared to challenge the king. Welcome to Zero to Billion, where we uncover how brands rise from nothing to global dominance. To understand the monster, we have to look at the wreckage of what came before it. In the 1930s, a company called Hubert's Lemonade evolved into Hansen's Natural Juices. For decades, they were the good guys. They sold fresh juice, natural sodas, and healthy alternatives. But by the late 1990s, being the good guy was a path to bankruptcy. The company was bleeding money, suffocating under the weight of massive competitors and a lack of identity. They were boring, and in the world of beverage capitalism, boring is a death sentence. Then came the pivot that changed everything. The leadership realized that the world didn't want more natural juice, the world wanted a hit. Red Bull had already landed in America, creating a blue and silver empire built on prestige and giving you wings. Red Bull was sophisticated. It was expensive. It was sleek. Rodney Sachs and Hilton Schlossberg, the minds behind Hansen's, saw a gap in the armor. If Red Bull was the sophisticated European athlete, they would create the gritty American rebel. They wouldn't give you wings, they would give you claws. In 2002, Monster Energy was born. But it wasn't just a launch, it was a psychological assault. They looked at Red Bull's 8-ounce slim can and did something radical. They doubled the size. 16 ounces. Same price. This was the value proposition of power. They knew their target demographic, young men, gamers, skaters, and blue-collar workers, didn't want a sip of energy. They wanted a heavy, cold can that felt like a weapon in their hand. This decision shocked the entire industry, sparking a size war that Red Bull refused to join, leaving the door wide open for Monster to dominate the more is more mentality. But a bigger can wasn't enough. They needed a soul, or perhaps, a lack of one. They designed a logo that looked like a beast had clawed through the aluminum. 3 neon green scratches forming an M. It was cryptic, aggressive, and instantly recognizable. They didn't spend millions on traditional TV commercials or billboards. Instead, they went where the outcasts were. They went to motocross tracks, heavy metal concerts, and underground gaming tournaments. They handed out free cans from matte black trucks that looked like they belonged in a war zone. This was lifestyle marketing at its most lethal. What happened next changed everything. Monster didn't just sell a drink, they sold an identity. If you held a Monster, you weren't just a consumer, you were part of the Monster Army. They leaned into the controversy. Rumors began to swirl about the ingredients, the caffeine content, and even bizarre conspiracy theories about the logo having occult meanings. While other brands would have hired PR firms to shut these rumors down, Monster stayed silent. They let the mystery grow. The dark reputation wasn't a bug, it was a feature. It made the brand feel dangerous, and to a teenager in the mid-2000s, danger was the ultimate currency. But with rapid growth came a dark side. As the zero to billion journey accelerated, the company faced a wave of lawsuits. There were reports of heart palpitations, hospitalizations, and claims that the high caffeine levels were a public health crisis. The media began to paint them as the villain of the beverage world. Critics called it liquid cocaine for kids. But every time a news outlet attacked Monster, their sales went up. The us versus them mentality was working. The more the establishment hated the brand, the more the fans loved it. It was a masterclass in using negative press to solidify brand loyalty. Then came the financial masterstroke. In 2014, Monster Energy struck a deal that would cement its legacy forever. Coca-Cola, the ultimate titan of the industry, realized they couldn't beat Monster at their own game. So, they joined them. Coca-Cola bought a 16.7% stake in the company and swapped their entire energy drink portfolio for Monster's non-energy brands. Overnight, Monster gained access to the most powerful distribution network on the planet. This wasn't just a partnership, it was a coronation. The dark rival had officially become untouchable. Today, Monster Energy is a global behemoth, worth tens of billions of dollars. They have hundreds of variations, from Java Monster to Rain, but the core philosophy remains the same: aggression, size, and an unapologetic attitude. They proved that you don't need to be the first to market to win, you just need to be the most distinct. They didn't try to outclass Red Bull, they outhustled them, outsized them, and outshadowed them. The journey from a failing juice company to a global symbol of rebellion is a testament to the power of understanding human psychology. People don't just buy what you make, they buy why you make it. Monster understood that there is a part of everyone that wants to break the rules, to be a little bit louder, and a little bit darker. They didn't just build a brand, they built a monster that the world couldn't stop even if it wanted to. This is the lesson of the beast. In a world of silver cans and wings, sometimes the winner is the one with the claws. This is 0 to Billion, where stories turn into lessons. Subscribe and become part of the journey.